Good morning, friends. Today I am here with Diversity in Living Organisms, Part 3 of Ninth Standard. In this session, we are going to discuss about Animalia, Porifera, Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, and Echinodermata. So let us start the session. First, it is about Animalia. Animalia includes all organisms which are multicellular, means having more than one cells. Eukaryotes means they are having two nucleus and without chlorophyll and cell wall. So they don't have chlorophyll, so they are heterotrophs, means they do not prepare their own food. And they are divided into 10 groups. What are they? Porifera, Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Protochordata and Vertebrata or vertebrates. First, we will discuss about Porifera. Porifera means they are the pore-bearing animals. And mostly they are marine, but few are freshwater like your Spongilla. The member of Porifera may be vase-like, rounded, sac-like or branched. They are multicellular, but the cells are not organized or combined to form the tissue. Cells are loosely arranged, and due to this loosely arranged cells, pores are seen. So they are commonly called as sponges. As you have seen in a sponge, pores are present. So here also in the member of Porifera, pores are present. Large number of pores are present all over the body surface, and these large number of pores are called as ostia. But there is one single large opening also at the top of the organism. So that single opening is called as osculum. So here two types of opening are present. One is ostia, another is osculum. So ostia serves as mouth, whereas osculum serves as anus. Porifera possesses canal system. Canal system means through which the water circulates, and due to this circulation of water, food also enter and oxygen also enter. Respiration and excretion are done by diffusion from higher to lower concentration, movement of molecules, movement of substances. Reproduction is seen by budding or by formation of gametes. They are stationary, that is sessile. Sessile means the organisms is getting attached to the substratum. And the common example of are Sycon, Euplectella, Spongilla, Scypha, Eospongia, etc. Here you will see a Spongilla, Eospongia, Sycon. This figure indicates some different types of sponges. Here also Leucosolenia, Spongilla, Euplectella, Scypha. Now here you can observe Euplectella, Sycon, Eospongia and Spongilla. Spongilla is freshwater. Now the next group is Coelenterata. They are aquatic animals, but both freshwater and marine, but mostly they are also marine. Few are freshwater. There is a cavity in the body, and this cavity is called as coelom. And the body has two layers of cells, an outer ectoderm and inner endoderm. So this type of arrangement is called as diploblastic animals when they have two layers of cells, ectoderm and endoderm. So they are called as diploblastic. Some lives in colonies and others are single. So colonies, they are called as corals, and when they are single they are called as solitary. There is presence of radial symmetry. Radial symmetry means body can be divided into two equal halves by any plane passing through the center. There is presence of tentacles. This is very important characteristic features for identifying the members of Coelenterata. They have tentacles used for capturing food. Reproduction is seen by both sexual and asexual means. The important members are corals, hydra, jellyfish, sea anemone, etc. Here you can see corals, sea anemone, jellyfish and hydra. The next group of organism is Platyhelminthes. Platyhelminthes are called as flatworm. They are mostly parasitic but few are free living also, like Planaria. They are free living. They do not require host. Body of Platyhelminthes is dorsiventrally flattened. So that is why it is called as flatworm. They are having bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry means body can be divided into identical left and right halves in one plane only. So then it is called as bilateral symmetry, dividing the body into left and right part. They are hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite means both male and female sex organ are present in a single individual. They are triploblastic. Triploblastic means they have all the three layers, that is ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. So cells are arranged in three layers: ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. So that is why they are called as triploblastic. Excretion takes place through a special types of cells, and these cells are called as phlegm cells. Nervous system is well developed and primitive brain is also present. Common examples are Planaria, liver fluke, tapeworm, etc. Here you can see Planaria, liver fluke and tapeworm. You can see here the body is dorsiventrally flattened. Now the next is Nematoda. Nematoda have cylindrical body, and here also the body is bilateral symmetrical, means it is divided into identical left and right halves in one plane only. They do not have true body cavity, that is they are called as pseudocoelom, and they are also tissue level of organization, but no real organs are seen. They are parasites and causes diseases. They have unsegmented body, but here the sexes are separate. Male and female are seen in separate individual. Digestive system have both mouth and anus. They may be microscopic or macroscopic. For example, Ascaris butyriaria. Here it is, you can see the Ascaris. Here it is butyriaria. Now next is Annelida. They are called as segmented body. And why segmented? Because the body is divided into different segments. Present in moist soil, fresh water as well as in sea water. Some are parasitic also. The body is elongated, cylindrical and segmented. Triploblastic means having both ectoderm, mesoderm as well as endoderm. Again, bilateral symmetry means the body can be divided into two identical left and right halves in one plane only. And presence of true coelom, that is body cavity, is present. Digestive system well developed, and body wear lateral appendages, and these lateral appendages are called as seta or parapodia, that helps in movement of the organism. Excretion takes place by special types of structure that is called as nephridia, and sexes may be separate or may not be separate, means hermaphrodite also. Some organisms are earthworm, leeches, nereis, aphrodite, etc. Here you can see earthworm, nereis and leech. Next is the arthropoda. Arthropoda is the largest group of animals and they are present everywhere. They also have bilateral symmetrical body. Again, I am telling you that body can be divided into identical left and right halves in bilateral symmetry. The body is segmented and divided into cephalothorax and abdomen. Means head and thorax are fused, so that it's called as cephalothorax and abdomen. Skeleton is in the form of exoskeleton and chitinous. There is open circulatory system. Open circulatory system means in which the blood is pumped out of the heart and the cells and the tissues are directly bathed in it. The body cavity is reduced and filled with blood called as hemocoel. They have jointed legs. Sexes are here separate. Respiration is by gills, trachea, book lungs, etc. depending upon the type of organism. The common examples are prawn, crab, cockroach, spider, scorpion, butterfly, housefly, centipede, etc. Here you can see the different members of arthropoda: prawn, crab, cockroach, spider, scorpion, butterfly, housefly, centipede. Now here also different members of arthropoda are visible. You can see. Now the next one is mollusca. They have again bilateral symmetry. The coelomic cavity is reduced and the body is soft and unsegmented, or very little segmentation is seen. The body is divided into three distinct parts. They are head, ventral foot and dorsal visceral mass. Outer calcareous cell is present and this calcareous cell protects the animals. Respiration is seen by gills. Sexes are separate. They have again open circulatory system, means the blood is pumped out of the heart and the cells and tissues are directly bathed in it. Kidney-like organs present for excretion and they have fit for moving around. And the common example of mollusca are snail, mussels, chiton and octopus. Here you can see snail, mussel, chiton and octopus. Now the next member is echinodermata. They are called also as spiny skinned animal. Here the body is unsegmented and body is covered with calcareous spines. So that is why they are called as a spiny skinned animal. Here radial symmetry is seen in adult and bilateral symmetry is seen in larva. So radial symmetry means when Any plane passing through the central axis of the body divides the organism into two identical halves. Then it is called as radial symmetry. And bilateral symmetry means, as I have told you, the body can be divided into two identical left and right halves in one plane only. Sexes are separate. Male and female organs are present in different individuals. They are free-living marine animals. Again, they are triploblastic. Triploblastic means all the ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderms are present and body cavity is present. That is coelomic cavity. They have water-filled tube feet which helps the animals in movement. So the tube feet helps the animal in movement. The common examples are starfish, sea urchin, feather star, sea cucumber, etc. Here you can see starfish, sea urchin, feather star, sea cucumber. Now, thank you children. For any kind of doubts, please write your question in comment section.